Hey people, welcome to another preview, and it's the final game of the league phase of the Champions League, match day 8. Now, things are about to get serious. Things are about to get serious. As I said, it's the final game, and a lot of teams will know if they're going to be in the top 8 or they're going to play in the playoffs for the round of 16. Welcome back, guys, to another episode on my channel, and yeah, it's still your girl Fehintola. Now let's just go straight into the video. Now, all the games are going to be played on Wednesday at the same time. All games are going to be kicked off at the same time, so there is no advantage for anybody. Everyone plays their first half, they know where they sit, they start checking the table and know if they have a chance of what they have to do next, you understand, and then they play the second half. It's good. That final game is going to be quite interesting. But let's just look at some of the games that are going to be played on Wednesday. Now, Arsenal have one of the easiest final games, should I say, and it's going to be against Kairat Almaty. Now, should I say that I've been quite impressed with Kairat Almaty? I'll say so. I feel like, yes, where they are on the table, but I feel like playing in the Champions League for the first time, they tried to put in performances, but somehow the experience, the quality of the other teams that they've played have just shown. So definitely them sitting at the bottom. You see, this game is number 1 against number 30, number 36. Number 1 against number 36. Obviously, Arsenal is going to win. If Arsenal can beat Man City, beat Bayern, Kairat Almaty, I'm sorry, is going to be an easy. In fact, Arsenal has already qualified to the round of 16 already. So this game is just like as if let's just play. You understand? Let's just play it. That's just what I see with this game. So definitely it's going to be an easy win for Arsenal in this one. And then the next game, obviously, that I'll be looking at is Borussia Dortmund and Inter Milan. Now, when you look at these two teams, they're obviously between number 9 and number 24, which means they will both have to be playing the playoffs if they remain in number 9 and number 24, between number 9 and 24, right? And there's a huge chance that this game might probably end in a draw. And this is because Inter have 12 points so far, Borussia Dortmund have 11 points so far. So definitely there's a chance that, as I said, is probably going to be another draw, because Inter's last game against Arsenal was a huge disappointment. I expected them to have played better, and somehow they did not. They lost to Arsenal 3-1, and Borussia Dortmund also, on the other hand, lost their game to Tottenham 2-0. So definitely, as I said, it's going to be a draw, because both teams will be looking for a win and they won't defend properly, which is what we've seen in their last 2 games. They would definitely want to get that 3 points, but it's going to be tricky. So it's going to be end to end. That is why I think it's going to definitely end in a draw. And then another game would definitely be Benfica against Real Madrid. Now, when you look at Real Madrid and where they are on the table, they are currently number 3, while Benfica are currently number 29. So Real Madrid obviously has everything in their favor. However, if Benfica just want to be a game spoiler, because they are playing at home, if they just want to spoil everything for Real Madrid, yes, it might probably be a slim win for Benfica. But I don't think Real Madrid will want to take their chance, because at the moment they are playing really well, right? Abiola, who is their manager, I think he has come in and there's a bit of stability in the team right now. They are getting results, they are playing very well, and so definitely I think that Real Madrid might be able to nick this one. It might be a hard fought win for them, but regardless, they are going to get the win. And then Liverpool are going to be taking on Karabakh. Now, Karabakh, for me, when I look at them, I would say they are one of the teams that have surprised me somehow in the Champions League. They are also in, I think they're number 17 at the moment. So the fact they're even in number 17 above Napoli, who are defending champions of the Italia Serie A, is a huge shock, and it's because they've played really well. So definitely the fact that they're going to be taking on Liverpool, who I think are going through their own problems right now. They are doing well in the Champions League. Liverpool, they won their last game 3-0 against I'm trying to remember who it was that Liverpool played in their last game now. Let me see, who did they play? Yeah, Marseille. They played Marseille. So definitely I was surprised that they won that game. Liverpool won that game. It was a huge shock to me, but they won it, right? And that puts them in number 4. So definitely they will want to win this one again, probably back-to-back win, and seal that top 8 position for Liverpool. And yeah, I expect them to win. The loss at the weekend against Bournemouth was it was a really, really painful result for Liverpool, but I want to believe that they are going to get over that quickly and probably pick up a win against Karabakh. I think that will probably be another easy game for Liverpool. And then Manchester City are going to be facing Galatasaray. Now, I don't think that game is going to be easy. That's the truth. I do not think that game is going to be easy, because Karabakh in their own right have done so well in the Champions League. Yes, they might be number 17, but trust me, they've not done badly in the Champions League. So definitely I feel like Karabakh knows that if also they're able to pick up a win, they also might still have a chance even in the top 8, because all the teams that are above them, the likes from Paris Saint-Germain down, they all have 13 points. So if those other teams above them lose their games, then they have a chance of still qualifying into the top 8. Don't forget that I think as at match day 5, match day 6, Galatasaray were in the top 8. So now that Osimhen is back and all that, and don't forget they even won their game at the weekend, 3-0 win. So definitely they would want to win the game. But Man City also no go great for them, because Man City right now, with the signing of McGahey, Semenyo, who is playing very well for them, even though their last game, honestly, I was a bit disappointed. I was honestly disappointed in that game, because I expected them to have done better. They lost the game. And who did they lose to? Bodo Glimt. Come on. So this time around, they know that it's going to be a win, but it's going to be really, really difficult for Man City. It's going to be really difficult for them, because right now I think Man City even has 13 points also. So Galatasaray knows that they have a chance. They know they have a chance. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in that game. And then which other game? Paris Saint-Germain is going to be taking on Newcastle. Now that game is one game that I'm definitely looking forward to. And the reason why I say so is because these two teams are in the top 8. And it's going to be, because if either of them loses this game, it's going to be problem. It's going to be problem, because both of them are in the top 8. Newcastle is number 7, Paris Saint-Germain is number 6. They both have 13 points. So most likely this game will end in a draw. It will definitely end in a draw. I don't see how whichever way is going to end, it's probably going to end in a draw. Except if maybe because Paris Saint-Germain is playing at home and they want to take advantage of that home, the fact that they have the home fans behind them, then yes. But if not, if Paris Saint-Germain doesn't turn up, no more, Newcastle can beat them at home. So as I said, I see a draw in that one. And then Eindhoven will be taking on Bayern Munich. I expect Bayern Munich to win this one, to be honest. They did lose their game at the weekend, which was a surprising loss for the first time. They lost to Wolfsburg. It was I think 2-1 loss in that game. That's their first defeat in the Bundesliga. And so I just hope it's not going to be back-to-back defeat for Bayern Munich. But come on, they're facing Eindhoven. It's not going to be exactly easy, but they should be able to win the game. And this, I'm not sure, I think these two sides play in in the Bundesliga. So it's going to be really quite interesting to see what happens in that game. But yeah, Eindhoven plays in Dutch league. Yeah, so it's going to be, as I said, it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in this one. But Bayern will definitely want to pick up all 3 points, definitely in that one. And then of course, the final game for me would definitely be Napoli against Chelsea. Now, that game also is going to be huge. Even though Napoli lost their last game, it's now, I think, back-to-back defeat for Napoli, or is it 1 draw 1 loss for Napoli? One draw 1 loss. They drew their game in the Champions League, which I actually expected them to win. I expected them to win that game, but unfortunately they drew the game. So, and their game at the weekend they lost, which was a huge disappointment. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in that game, to be honest, because Chelsea are definitely looking to win their 4th game in a row, and I think that's in a long time, because their games in December, they won maybe just 2 games or 3 games in December. In January so far they've won 4 games and drawn 1, so definitely they want to extend the win to 5 wins out of 6 games. The only game obviously they lost to is to Arsenal in the EFL semi-final first leg. So definitely it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think Chelsea are on a very good momentum right now, and they should be able to pick up all 3 points. But it's going to be really, really tricky. Napoli is playing at home. Man, and both teams are obviously, Chelsea are in the top 8, Napoli on the other hand between number 9 and number 27. Let me even see where they are on the table. Napoli is it's going to be quite interesting to see how that game turns out, because Napoli will also be looking for a win. They will also want the chance to be in the playoffs, because right now they are number 25 on the table. They've not really played well in the Champions League. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see how that game turns out. But as I said, Chelsea needs the 3 points. If they're able to get the 3 points, then they solidify that top 8 position. They don't have to play in the playoffs, because the playoffs can be quite tricky. Can be really, really tricky. But that's my thought on some of the games that are going to be played on Wednesday. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Chelsea will be able to get over the line against Napoli? Or do you think that Liverpool would want to get over the loss at the weekend when they face Karabakh? It's going to be quite interesting. Or Manchester City, would they be able to beat Galatasaray? It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. But as I said, share your thoughts in the comment section, okay? And also like, share, and subscribe. You guys have been amazing. As in, the subscribers have been, taking it one day at a time, and I can see the increase. You guys are amazing. Honestly, you guys are really, really amazing. Thank you for sticking with me, and we still have a lot of things to do together. So please keep sharing, keep subscribing, and also keep following every of our content on this platform. Also put on your post notification button to get our latest video as they drop. But most importantly, follow us on all our social media platforms for latest news and updates that can't obviously be posted on the YouTube platforms. Anyways, guys, that's my thought. And until the games are played and the results are in, now, Abby, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye bye, guys.